Good evening. Good evening. Good Sunday evening to you all. I hope everything is well with you and your family. And this is Surreal Sunday on the Mrs. O Show. And the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about um, a young man and losing his custody to his children for an allegedly um, using them for financial gains by means of the using the media. Him filming his children. Exploitation was the word that I was trying to remember. Exploiting his children. And so it struck a nerve with me. And I decided to go in a little bit in regards to parental alienation. Okay. And last week we talked about, the definition of that and what all that entails. Okay. And then, I wasn't finished. So we got part 3 of what began with Mr. Hurd and his children, um, Mr. Hurt and his children, and the experience that he's having. And is went into a whole series on parental alienation. And so this week we're gonna be summing up um the series in regards to we're going to watch a couple videos of overcoming parental alienation and how to demonstrate that parental alienation is going on. How are we going to demonstrate that to the courts so we can help fight um, this this child abuse? That's exactly what it is. It's a form of abuse and what have you. So we got that to go into. Of course, we got the hot video that we're going to rock tonight, and then whiskey of the week. So all that coming up on Surreal Sundays.
As we walk through this fight, day and night, we try to prepare ourselves for the battle that's set before us. Sometimes we fall because of our weakness and the weakness of our flesh, but yet we gotta continue to run.
I'm gonna run. I'm gonna race to it. I'm not done.
Yeah.
No, I'm
We got a
not
long way to go.
done. And I won't
No, we
give
came
up.
so far.
I'm gonna race to it. I'm not done.
It's like this pain getting harder to hide. Only Lord knows all the anger I harbor inside. Sometimes I wanna let the tears just fall from my eyes. Thought I was something and what? Had to swallow my pride. My own family tried to get me to part from my guide. They turn their ear from hearing truth cause they caught up in lies. I used to hang with gangbangers that tossed up the five. Now I just kick it with the saints and my talk with the wise. Yet I've been falling, my sins calling to tear me down. Many a renown won't make it or get to wear the crown. I ask the Lord now to forgive me for all my wicked ways. Cleanse me of transgressions before my body lay in the grave. Clean me of my secret sins, establish my thoughts, and wash away iniquities and my presumptuous faults. Give me wisdom from your word when I'm down and distraught, and give me strength to apply what I'm taught. And I'm gonna run. See what I come to learn in this truth?
I'm gonna race.
This race is not to the swift.
I'm not done.
All of us got different battles, different
No,
problems.
I'm not done.
But
And I
our
won't give
life is
up.
to fight. The Most High gives us all strength to fight at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? As long against me. Take hold of thy shield and buckler, stand to be my help. Protect me from my enemies and even myself. Let them all be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul. Let them turn and be confused for the wicked they sown. For we remember your works and your wonders are old. How you split the Red Sea and turned it into a roll. Lord knows I'm vexed, but I'm changing my mind state. Living in a world that my God gonna annihilate. In a time where little boys wanna be like Beyonce. And drugs got the whole hood high as the crime rate. But I still run like a runaway slave who got fears of being hung. Like an army lieutenant in a war with no gun. Like politicians who already won. Yet this war just begun. So I'm gon' run. In this battle that's set before us,
I'm gonna raise.
we give them weapons that's no longer carnal. The Most High with us in this fight. You know what I'm saying? All we gotta do is have faith.
And I won't give
Walk
up.
his laws, statutes, and commandments. But therein, that's the battle. Cause all those that endure to the end and don't give up will receive eternal life. Yeah. So no matter what we go through in this fight, we gotta keep running. We gotta run to him who created us. Sister Diet, sing to him.
I've been let down. I won't give up. I can fall 7 times and get back up. I've seen mountains move, and it's because of you. That's why I will run. I will run to you. I will run.
First, beat. Cursed. Cursed in the city.
Yes, sir. Once again, good evening, everybody. Hope your weekend has been whatever you want it to be, whether fun or relaxing. I hope that it turned out exactly how you wanted it to turn out. And we're happy that you're here with us tonight, right now, watching Surreal Sunday. So we're going to get right into it. Next video that's coming up is going over overcoming parental alienation. So like last week we got into defining it, what exactly that is, and now we're going to go into how to overcome it, and then we're going to go into what steps that we need to take in order to present this in front of the court so they can see what's going on in regards to this. So hopefully you can put an end to your experience of experiencing the parental alienation. So let's get right into it. From the Law Center, Overcoming Parental Alienation.
In parental alienation is a pathological phenomenon in high-conflict divorces where one parent sabotages a child's relationship with the other parent. If the offending parent is successful in their mission, the child totally rejects the targeted parent. This would be severe alienation. Mild and moderate alienation involve partial rejection of a parent. What an alienating parent doesn't realize is that a child's harmed tremendously by the total or partial loss of a parent. Short-term and long-term negative consequences have been found as a result.
Now, I kind of disagree with the the parent that's practicing the alienation. You know, how they expressing it or describing it or trying to present it is that the one who's doing the offense is unaware of the consequences. I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree. They have an agenda, and it's collateral damage. Well, whatever gets hurt along the way, as long as I can get whatever gratification that I'm trying to achieve out of this action, that's what I'm more focused on. That's what I want. So I believe that most people are fully aware of the damaging effects of their actions, and they push through it anyway because of their lust for whatever they're trying to achieve. They want that feeling. In this case, I believe that the parent that is creating the alienation, their sole purpose is to hurt the other parent and to have a sense of victory, conquering, destroying the other. That's what I believe is their basic, their basic um, motive on why they do what they do. Okay, let me get back in the video.
Result of a child's alienation. In its severest form, parental alienation is child psychological abuse as listed in DSM-5. There are many roadblocks in the diagnosis and treatment of parental alienation. An offending parent will vigorously
It says, in its severest form, parental alienation is child psychological abuse. As listed in DSM-5. So this is a documented form of abuse. Understand that thing. So to all the snatchers out there that are doing this thing, separating the children from the father because he's not bowing down to your demands, to your wants. So you the way you punish him is by okay, you're not gonna see your kids. I remember early on in my separation, I'm talking about the divorce proceedings didn't even start up, and me and the mother's outside of her mother's house, right? Whatever conversation we was having or what have you. I don't remember, but I remember this. It was the very first threat of not seeing my daughter. You're not gonna see your daughter. Then a bunch of bees start flying out of my mouth and what have you. Then the mother pokes her head out the door and what have you. But right after you just said, you it's amazing um, how these people function. But yes, parental alienation is a form of child abuse. Let's get it.
in DSM-5. There are many roadblocks in the diagnosis and treatment of parental alienation. An offending parent will vigorously deny being an alienator and confuse others by proclaiming that they're the victim. The alienated child will be strongly allied with the favored parent and claim that they alone have rejected the other parent without coaching or other influence. The alienated child's attorney, the guardian ad litem, often has no mental health training and will accept what the child says at face value, thereby reinforcing the alienation process. The alienating parent's attorney will unabashedly encourage the alienating behavior because it's a winning strategy from a legal viewpoint. Most judges have little understanding of parental alienation and are often swayed by the combined voices of a guardian ad litem and the alienating parent's attorney. These are few of the major roadblocks in parental alienation cases. These roadblocks are real and potentially catastrophic to a case. They can interfere with accurate diagnosis, the implementation of appropriate treatment, and ultimate legal decisions that are in the child's best interests. These roadblocks can turn a case upside down so that the alienation is missed or dismissed, or worse yet, that the wrong parent is identified as the alienator and the child is placed or remains in the care of an abusive parent. But these roadblocks can be overcome. Parental alienation cases can be accurately diagnosed and appropriate treatment can ensue. Here's what needs to happen. First, the targeted or rejected parent needs to make sure that a forceful attorney and an experienced mental health expert are on the team. Both professionals are.
So they're suggesting that you have an attorney, of course, and a child psychologist on your team. So, man, if you're going through this and you want to fight for your children, get ready to spend 15, 20, 30K, maybe more. When I was going through it, I didn't have that. So I was only able to spend 3 to 4 bands on a lawyer at a time. I had 2 lawyers trying to do what I was trying to do, at separate points in the situation. And I believe most men fall underneath that, where 3, 4, 5 bands to retain, is pretty common. It's pretty much 5 bands is pretty much the cap for most. No one's sitting on 10K, 20K like that. Not me, not most people. So if this is a battle that you want to take up, hopefully you got one or both of these professionals in your family, and they'll look out for you. Check it out.
Critical to success. Neither can win the case alone. The mental health professional must have a strong understanding of the specific family dynamics associated with parental alienation. Without this knowledge base, the mental health professional will be susceptible to making serious errors in the case. This must be avoided by choosing the correct expert. Second, documentation and a timeline of events and behaviors can be extremely compelling evidence in a parental alienation case. The documentation and timeline can be used by the attorney and mental health expert, especially in the courtroom. Judges pay attention to such evidence. Third, false allegations of abuse must be confronted head-on so that they don't become entrenched and intractable in the case. Often these allegations are used as weapons by the alienating parent. Multiple allegations of abuse during a legal proceeding are a huge red flag for fabrication. Fourth, specific interventions must be proposed, usually by the mental health expert and the rejecting parent's attorney. Here are the necessary interventions. The alienating parent must have individual therapy. The alienating parent's attorney must make it clear that the damaging behavior must cease. and the alienated child and rejected parent must have reunification therapy. This is the treatment template in all parental alienation cases. All these interventions must take place. Reunification therapy will fail if the alienating parent's destructive behavior is not stopped. Fifth, in severe cases of alienation where there's a total rejection of a parent, removal of the child from the alienating parent for some period of time is considered both essential and mandatory. Research and clinical experience show that such removal can be accomplished with excellent results. Sixth, nothing can sidetrack and undermine a parental alienation case more than enabling attorneys. Their unhelpful roles in the situation must be confronted. The alienating parent's attorney and the guardian ad litem must be informed and guided by the mental health expert's knowledge, experience, and understanding of the research and clinical literature. Seventh, custody decisions must be based on accurate, comprehensive information about a family's real dynamics. Parental alienation mustn't be overlooked, minimized, or dismissed. It's the goal of the mental health expert and the rejected parent's attorney to present the true narrative of the alienation process in the family. At times, their voices must be strong and loud. Eighth, the rejected parent must remain hopeful, determined, and proactive at every step along the way. Defeatism can't creep in. Passivity is counterproductive. The rejected parent's passion and love for the child must be the energizing force in uncovering and resolving the parental alienation pathology. In some, parental alienation cases can be managed effectively. It requires an experienced and assertive mental health expert, open and thoughtful attorneys, and a truly interested judge. These steps can lead to
Wow, that's a lot. You got to have a truly interested judge. And in most cases, the judge is not that truly interested. You know, the only time, and I believe I said this before, the only time that, a parent needs to be separated from their children is when there is proof that there's been some neglect and or any form of abuse going on. Not alleged, proven. So, and we saw in this video that is understood among the psychiatrists or therapists that this is a form of child abuse. So who needs the kids taken away? Until the courts start flipping this behavior on them like this, like that. Oh, you want to alienate the one parent? Did you know that's a form of child abuse? So we're gonna switch custody. That would be a beautiful thing. Absolutely beautiful. Right. We got another video that we're gonna go into. It's demonstrating the parental alienation, that demonstrating that it is present. So it goes into how to get the courts to see what you are experiencing. But before we do that, Mrs. O wants has a message for you all, and we're gonna go into that, and we're gonna check out the hot video of the week.
Shalom, family. Shalom, family. This is Mrs. O. Thank you for joining our channel. If you enjoy our content, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel. If you would like to support our channel, you can do so by scanning the QR codes to the Cash App or the PayPal in the lower left corner. We would greatly appreciate it. Enjoy the show.
All right. Thank you, Mrs. O. And I hope everyone do take Mrs. O's suggestion and like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. We appreciate all that effort that you'll do to help spread the word of the Mrs. O show. We're trying to put out some family orientated content to help strengthen our community, help strengthen our family, help people open up people's eyes on different things that's going on in our community and put an end to all the foolishness. Straight up. So with that, we're gonna get into a hot video, which we have trouble with names at times. Dawad and Abiden in I Fall. See here.
And if I fall, I fall, you fall, we fall. And if I fall, I'm gonna get back up again. And if we fall, I fall, you fall, we fall. And if we fall, I'm gonna get back up again. It's the wild and never done. I know I ain't perfect. I may struggle on small things here and now. Lost and worth it. Don't wanna fall away too far from your grace. Sitting all alone, I'm begging. Hoping somebody help me. Whatever I gotta do. Today I pray this cause I did you wrong. I know I did you wrong. And I will always get much better. Sinning lesser. Lord, I did you wrong. And no more doing wrong. Oh Lord, please give me a chance to come back to you. And if I fall, you fall, we fall. And if I fall, we're gonna get back up again, get back up again. And if we fall, I fall, you fall, we fall. And if we fall, I'm gonna get back up again, get back up again.
Girl, you know I'm working. Hey, working on my faith, yeah, working on my faith, yeah. Hey, I know I can take it, cause I'm strong in the Lord, and you the one overcame, yeah, yeah, yeah. I abide in you abide in me. Bear the fruit, you know I'm the vine, you can be a tree. Keep the law, even if you fall, keep your eye on me. Fear the Lord in everything you do, remember, cause you did me wrong. I know you did me wrong, but I know you can do better, so much better. Cause you did me wrong, I know you did me wrong, but I'ma give you a chance to come back to me, so you sing it over.
I fall, you fall, we fall. And if I fall, we're gonna get back up again, get back up again. And if we fall, I fall, you fall, we fall. And if we fall, I'm gonna get back up again, get back up again. And if I fall, you fall, we fall. And if I fall, I'm gonna get back up again. And if we fall, I fall, you fall, we fall. And if we fall, I'm gonna get back up again, get back up again.
Man, that was a hot video. So if you sin, stop sinning. Pray. Get back in the fight. That's what's up. So we're gonna go over to the video demonstrating parental alienation that is present. How to she's gonna go into a little bit on how to demonstrate to the court that you and your child are suffering from parental alienation. Okay, let's check out what she got to say.
Hello, my name is Cassandra Pionell, and I'm an attorney with the Austin, Texas offices of Cordell and Cordell. I'm going to speak to you today about parental alienation and what you can do to recognize the signs of parental alienation and prepare your case to speak to a judge about parental alienation issues. Parental alienation is becoming a very serious problem, and it's more and more recognized by the courts. Courts are taking action to help correct and remediate issues of parental alienation. But it's important for parents to also recognize symptoms so that they can present.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that. Let's bring this back a little bit here. It says, let me move, see if I can move my picture. Let's just put it up. There we go. 8 years ago. That's when this video came, when she posted this. Oh, when men's divorce, the page men's divorce posted this. I'm sorry. The courts are not, well, okay, because she's in Texas. So they might be doing that thing down in Texas, you know what I'm saying? But here in Michigan, and in particular, Oakland County, I'm only stating places where I've had my experience at. I don't see it. It's this thing called benign neglect. So, and I believe that's what the courts are doing. They know this thing is prevalent. They know they know, because in most cases, the women are the ones who are doing the alienating. So, everyone sees what's going on. Everyone can hear it in the speech. Everybody can see the motive. No one steps in. I agree. It's it's not their job to step in per se. It would be something if you do see something wrong, and you have a moral compass. You might want to create some obstacles at least, to slow down or curb what the alienating parent is trying to do. But it is, at the end of the day, the responsibility of the parent that's being alienated for them to present the case to the court. That's how it's set up. Right. But yeah, this is 8 years ago. And for her to state that, courts they see this and they're doing things about it, must be in her county in Texas. I don't see it. I don't see it in Michigan. Fellas, do you see it in your state, in your county? Put in the comments. Let's talk about it. Let's get on with the video.
Sent those to the court. So it may be helpful for you to look out and talk to your attorney about some of the contributions of the alienating parent. For instance, Does the alienating parent fail to pass on letters or phone messages from the other parent? Does the alienating parent strongly support a child's right to make their own decisions about visiting the other parent? Does the alien
Now, I remember a time, it was right after the only summer that I was able to have them a whole summer, right after the agreement before she went down to Virginia. And so I'm calling the kids. I called them for like 2 weeks straight. And then finally, I don't know if my daughter picked up the phone or returned my phone call or what have you. And I forget exactly how the conversation went, but something to the effect of, "We were busy. You 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 were busy. Okay. Yeah, and you always." And she's 11 years old, so she can't really. She's trying to find a way to express what's been coached to her. I said, "I'm always what?" I said, "You know what?" And her name. I said, "I love you. I see you when you're 18." In hindsight, I should have just said, "I love you." But I was already on that road to giving up the fight. Kids being coached, well, hey, and for the non-custodial parent being viewed as an option, someone that you get to when you get to them. That's how you do an acquaintance. You don't do your parent like that. So, possible signs of a parental alienation includes a child having knowledge of specific divorce details, visitation being blocked on a regular basis. When I went to go pick up my children for Christmas break, since she was in Virginia and I'm in Metro Detroit, the meeting spot was in Pennsylvania. I showed up. They didn't. The children being told that it's the other parent's fault for the divorce. Hey, check this out. It's both parents' fault. Both parents' fault. Both parents' fault. In most cases, infidelity might be the straw that broke the camel's back. Domestic violence might have been the straw that broke the camel's back. But in most cases, both of them contributed and kept adding straws to the camel's back. Okay. Constant negative comments in the children's presence. So you might not directly say it to the kid, but you on the phone talking to your girlfriend or your mama. Yeah, this ninja did dun 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 dun. Oh, guess what he did this time? Guess what he said that time? Loud enough, purposely loud enough for your kids to hear it. And then you'll say stuff directly. You just like your daddy. Or being asked to choose one parent or another over the other. Well, who do you love more? I don't. I'm just imagining that's how I go. I haven't heard it. I haven't seen it. I haven't done it. And that's crazy. I'm the one that's taking care of you. I'm the one that gets you up and every morning. I'm the one that puts the clothes on your back while you collecting a child support check to buy the clothes. Let's get back in the video.
Alienating parent strongly denigrate the other parent? Does that parent do so within the child's presence? Does that parent also encourage the child to denigrate the other parent? Does the alienating parent tell the child stories about the other parent's lack of love or lack of care? Or does the alienating parent
Lack of love or lack of care, or fabricate the notion? Again, I got a story. Like to hear it? Here you go. I believe this was over email. She asked me a question about something or what have you, and of course, pertaining to the children. And I was like, "Oh, those my kids now." Now that got chopped and screwed because when my son came back, he was like, "Mama said you said that we wasn't your kids." So then I had to explain to a 13-year-old that was sarcasm towards her based on what was going on already, the alienation or partial alienation that was going on already. I'm not being told about every event. I'm told about karate class, but I ain't told about a dance recital, things like that. So, um, decisions being made on their behalf as far as medical treatments and what have you. Nothing, no information gets my way. So that's where the comment comes from because I'm not being aware of everything. I'm not being made aware of everything that's going on with the children. You're making all the decisions. Something that you asked for. Let's get back in the video.
harbor deep distrust or fear of the other parent? Remember, this is not an exhaustive list. There may
And this just came to mind when it said, the parent. Let's just take a slight little back hit back just a little bit. Uh, Distrust or fear. So when my middle child became of age and what have you, we started. I initiated. I contacted him at 12 a.m. on his birthday. The minute his birthday showed up, hit him up on Instagram. He called me right back. All praises on that thing, right? So I don't know. Later down the line, shortly down the line, things went south, and um, he said, "I have to be careful with you." Well, what the fuck does that mean? You have to be careful with me. Like I'm just imagining, like I'm the master of manipulation or something, or what have you. So I don't get it. So they already been taught, hey, you got to be careful with your father. You know what I'm saying? He plays mind games or tricks or what have you. And that's on my imagination. I'm assuming that's the conversation. So you got to be real careful um, with him because he'll say some shit and presto, um, you in the fourth quadrant somewhere, uh, and he has total control of your mind or what have you. You don't fell into a sleepy place or what have you. He has total control of your mind. You got to be careful with him because he'll snap his fingers. Next thing you know, so be careful with him. Be careful with him. Put a caution in the kids. Be careful with him. Put a certain level of fear, distrust. So she knows me very well. So she already, okay, he gonna fall back. And then the minute they turn 18, he coming back around. That gives me plenty of time to train, manipulate, whatever term you want to put on it. So when he come back, I already got this stuff in place. It ain't gonna work. So now I gotta wait for life to happen to these kids. For my son, he already has a baby. And I think he's like 20, 21 years old. He ain't doing terribly wrong, what I'm saying, in regards to terribly bad. He's part-time in the military. He's doing positive stuff. He's not a Pookie or a Ray Ray by any means at all. He just doing a couple things a little bit too fast. Um, so he's productive. He has a head on his shoulders. He do have some sense. There's some things that need to be tweaked, like most of us, of course. So got to be careful with him. Got to be careful with him. Distrust or fear for the other parent. Let's get it.
The other parent. Remember, this is not an exhaustive list. There may be other issues that exist in your case, but this is at least a starting point from which to begin a conversation with your attorney about alienation. Also, are you observing changes in your child's behavior? Are you observing those changes both before and after a period of possession? Is your child acting fearful? Is your child having nightmares? Is your child behaving in a paranoid manner? Is your child exhibiting some other stress symptoms? For example, is your child suddenly bedwetting? Is your child suddenly sharing with you details about the divorce, about child support, or possession orders? Things the child shouldn't have knowledge of. Again, this is not an exhaustive list of what children undergo when they're victim of alienation, but it is a good starting point in which to have a conversation with your attorney about some of the issues connected with alienation. If you feel like you are a victim of parental alienation, have a talk with your attorney. Talk about some of the facts involved. You may decide that you want an expert involved, or you may decide that this is a matter that's left for the court to hear. Either way, it's very important to bring these matters to your attorney's attention so that you can address the parental alienation issues now before they get worse. My name is Cassandra Pionil. I'm an attorney with the Austin, Texas offices of Cordell and Cordell.
So pay attention to your children's behavior. Get a child psychologist and get an attorney. You got to vet these attorneys. Just don't go on Google and hey, I'm from Father's Rights and go in there and get them 4K. I did that twice. I had one lawyer. She was based out in Southfield, Michigan. Used to advertise on FM 98. I'm for fathers' parental rights. I said, "Oh, for real? Wow." She was our people. And I said, "Oh, and she a woman." So I'm thinking my game plan at the time was, okay, this is a woman. I got a woman judge. You know, I'm thinking about them variables. You know what I'm saying? So, but That didn't pan out too well. So you're gonna have to spend some money. You get ready to spend if you want them kids now. Get ready to spend, and you're gonna have to vet these lawyers. So go down at Google reviews. Um, See if they have any complaints on their license. You know, just don't give them your hard-earned money. And in most cases, any lawyer worth they salt on this stuff is close to 10K on the initial retainer. Close to 10K on the retainer. Your final bill might be double, triple that. You might be looking at a 30K fight. Then if you getting a child psychologist involved, 50K, 60K. It can add up real quick. And I know most of us don't have that. So in a lot of cases, you're gonna have to make an executive decision and decide to fall back and hope for the best when they turn 18. And when that comes around, based on my experience, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer and wait for life to happen. And just sit back. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, well, in my case and in my attitude, I've already grieved them. I already shed whatever tears I'm gonna shed. I'm moving on. I got to. Can't 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 let that hold be a bag. Carry that bag. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth your mental state. This shit will drive you bananas if you let it. You can go off the deep end and do some real damage and be the monster everybody claiming you to be. So let that shit go before you become that monster. Hey, so we about to get into the next the next segment of the show, which is my favorite, my favorite segment of the show. And that is the whiskey of the week. Whiskey of the week. And to this week's whiskey of the week is Lagavulin. Lagavulin. 16. They got the 8 up here and some other stuff up here. But I've had the 16 here. And I'm going to tell you, this scotch right here it has a rich smoke, just like it says in the description. A definitive Insley malt, intense flavor, smoky and rich. It has a rich, smoky flavor, a smoky flavor that's from the minute it hits your palate all the way to the finish. This stuff is absolutely delicious. But I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna have to bring a Benjamin Franklin and some change for this one. It's like that. It is like that. And I believe this will be at your specialty shop. Lagavulin 16. Absolutely delicious. So there you have it, folks. We went over overcoming parental alienation and went over how to demonstrate that parental alienation is going on in front of the courts and what have you. So I hope you can glean from this information. You can apply some of this, if not all of this, to your particular situation and what have you. And this is the last show on this subject for a minute. We'll be back on parental alienation. It's something that I experienced and something I'm very passionate about. So we will revisit it, but not next week. Next week we're gonna get into some bullshit. We're gonna get into some garbage TV. We're gonna be talking about some arenas and his crap, talking about being number two, men deciding to be number two. And we got another video about some dude trying to give a ring to a Idumean, and she's rejecting him and what have you. So if you don't know what an Idumean is, you will find out. If you see at the bottom of the screen, we got the ticker going on. No snacks, no snuggles for snatches. Well, what the hell what is he talking about? Okay, snacks is when you appease to a woman's ego through gifts. Okay. Snuggles is the physical part of doing the same thing, rather it's a touch, a hug, a verbal, hey, what's going on, beautiful? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? When I came up with this term, it was years ago when I came up with this term, and it was astonishing. It was very weird to me how men deal with women at work. You know what I'm saying? Now you got to go to this snatch for something that you need so you can do your job. But she's either slow or she don't want to do it, or she's slow to do it unless you give her some snacks and snuggles. You got to appease to her attitude, make her smile and grin and shit in order for her to do her job. And that is bullshit. So I came up with no snacks, no snuggles for snatches. Well, what's snatches? Well, you know what a female dog is, right? All right then. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and end the show. Once again, I hope you gentlemen glean something off of this series. And I really didn't intend for it to go this far, but I mean, it was a lot of information, and it's a lot of helpful information for those that are still going through it. Okay, so get this applied to where it needs to be applied to, and I hope you fare better with this information, and everything works out for you. Okay, and with that, everyone, enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. Peace and good night.
My rib, my wife, my helper, we make a perfect team. We gotta stay together, good or bad, just like Al Green. You're my best friend, I know I can count on you. You complete me, made for me. This is how it should be. Whoa, whoa. stay together forever. Now listen, I know things not gonna always be perfect, but we gotta pray, we gotta fast, we gotta do whatever we gotta do.